see a lot of Blizzard players, or yeah, it's honestly Blizzard that this is the most important, but I see a lot of Blizzard players not hotkey Ice Blast and Glacial Spike. Both of these are extremely important, and I'm only going to focus on the Blizzard part. I will tell you really quickly about the, you know, when you're really high level, you can pop on Fireball and Fire Mastery because you have extra points, and you can do damage with that, and you can kill fire immunes or cold immunes. You know, eventually, it's not the most efficient, but you can do it, and Infinity helps with that. But that's like super endgame stuff. If you're trying to get better, honestly, figure out how to utilize Ice Blast plus Glacial Spike. Ice Blast does a lot more single damage. What the frig? This place is like empty. I thought I almost farmed this for a second. Anyways, so Ice Blast does a lot more single target damage, whereas Glacial Spike does AoE, okay? And in some scenarios, you can actually do more damage with Glacial Spike compared to Ice Blast. Okay, and that is like, you know, when you come across a group of guys like this, I'm doing more damage to all of them if I just use Glacial Spike. I think it's, let's see. Well, in this scenario, it's like a little bit less than half the damage. So as long as you're hitting like 2.5 mobs every time you're using Glacial Spike, you're actually gaining value and damage. Also, Glacial Spike, huge crowd control, man. Like, I'll go in here, player 7, Chaos Sanctuary. This is why I say Chaos Sanctuary, because it's one of the harder areas for a sorceress. And play at the player count that fits for you until, you know, you can up it or whatever. But you can just, you know, extra fast guys, use your Glacial Spike, teleport backwards. You know, if you want to corner yourself, you can do that as well. Just be careful, like, you know, be able to teleport yourself out. Always manage your mercenary as well. You know, like if you see he's getting low health, you know, back him off from the mobs, make it so he's not getting hit as much. He's your tank. That's like super important. But I honestly see a lot of people that don't have Glacial Spike and Ice Bolt, and both of them are they're excellent. One of them is really good for crowd control and AoE, and the other one's good for like single target. So if you can utilize both, you're gonna be a better Blizzard player. And then make sure, you know, obviously I make this mistake sometimes and it kills you almost every time. Make sure that you're, you know, teleporting when you're teleporting and using Blizzard when you meant to use Blizzard. So, you know, when you right click, you don't want to telestomp because this character is not meant for telestomp. If you end up doing that, immediately switch to Glacial Spike and shoot once if you can. Or teleport, you know what I mean? Like, depending on the situation. Because they'll get you in faster hit recovery, and when you're in faster hit recovery, like, that's it for you. That's done. RIP. I'll pick up that GC in a second. So hopefully some of those things help. But I would say a lot of the skills I got for Blizzard, like on how to play it better, was just do Chaos Sanctuary over and over again, because that's like really difficult. Sometimes it's harder than others. You know, sometimes it's an easy one, sometimes it's not easy, depending on the mobs and the spawns.